199 World of Trucks contracts completed. Next one is number 200. Alrighty. Well, everybody, I am Old Guy Gamer. This is American Truck Sim. And if you remember from our last video, we just dropped off at this place, so I'm just going to keep recording and make a separate video out of it. Yeah, that's what we do to trick you into think we're doing something different. I could have driven forward and started recording somewhere else. You would have never known this is the same video from the same sitting from the last video, but see, I'm honest with you. I'm telling you, I'm just recording 2 videos at once. So you can see that we're still in the Kenworth truck. We're gonna go and pick up another load right here in Astoria, Oregon. No, we're in Newport, Oregon. We're gonna be going to Astoria, Oregon, straight up the coast. Another short job to get some more Halloween event deliveries made. So hang with me for just a second. I'm gonna go over here and pick up this trailer and we'll get driving and we'll start talking some more. I might even have some more to say about Halloween candy. Let's see what we get up to. Hey, while you're waiting, just drop a like and a subscribe on my channel. I've actually been doing, I feel like I'm doing pretty good with my watch times. It's the subscribers that are missing for me to be monetized by the time I retire. So do an old guy a favor and subscribe to my channel. Give me my pennies for the work that I do. And check out this Halloween paint job. Last video was the W900 Tuning Pack DLC. And you get to do a lot of different customization for this truck. And I am so glad I got all these extra lights to add to my 100th anniversary Kenworth W900. Alright, now we'll go pick up the trailer. I just realized, look at all the reflections on the inside of the glass as I'm driving through this downtown area. This game is beautiful. I love it. Middle of the night in Oregon, and I'm sitting here loving the graphics. Oh, there is a scenic photo spot here that I don't have a photo of. And while I'm taking a photo, you should be aware that I just did a video on how to upload photos to World of Trucks. Oh, it's not letting me go over the side of the bridge. So the little yellow camera icon on the map means there's a photogenic spot that you're supposed to take a picture of. And they probably want you to take a picture of this bridge, not take a picture of your truck while you're on the bridge. And it won't let me get off the bridge to take a picture. So let's go somewhere else and see if we can get this picture taken. There's my bridge. And I've got the holiday truck. Now see how the viewfinder is yellow? And now it's white. When it's yellow, that's when you know you've gotten the right photo. And it'll give you credit for taking it. I had to sit here and wait for 10 minutes for the mowers to leave the area so I wouldn't have the background drone of the mowers. Seriously, every time I sit down to record, I think they are waiting for me to they feel the disturbance in the force or something. They're like, Old Guy Gamer's recording, let's go mow his lawn. You bastards. Yeah, there's plenty of room. Alright, let's head to Astoria. I think, yeah, Astoria UPS. So, I guess we could talk about Halloween candy a little bit more. I remember as a kid that chocolate was the real treat of the Halloween candy. You'd get all these other different kinds of hard candies and sugary candies, but not chocolate. So when you got chocolate, it was it was a real treat. Those were the special houses. I mean, you didn't even care that it was a miniature chocolate. You were just happy that it was a chocolate. And of course, when it came time to come home and dump the bag of candy out on the table or bed or whatever it was, that the chocolate was the first thing to go because that was the stuff that was so rare. Where now, it seems like, man, there is so much chocolate. I almost appreciate the non-chocolate stuff better. Everybody gives out chocolate. I don't know if that comes from when we were kids and the chocolate was scarce. But I remember Snickers being the treasure to get. Even out of chocolate, the Snickers were even rarer. Where now, I was just, in the previous video, I was talking about the full-size candy bars we're going to be giving out this year. Came with a pack of different kinds of candy bars. You know, one was I don't know the names of the chocolate companies, but one was M&M's and Snickers, and the other one was like 100 Grand and Crackle, and they're all full size, but you know, there's 2 different name brands. So I opened up each box. I'm just going over here so I can hit this gray road real quick. I opened up the boxes and took out one of each kind of candy bar to keep for myself, and then a couple of our favorites. So my favorite are Snickers. That's why I mentioned how scarce they were as a kid, or when I was a kid. Because now it seems like there are more Snickers than anything else. And I was looking at the box. It was 30 candy bars or whatever it was. And like 8 of them were Snickers and 4 were peanut M&Ms. Which my wife really likes peanut M&Ms. So it's like, oh, well. It's like a shame that she only gets 4 of her favorite and I get 8 of my favorite. But we're giving them out, so it doesn't matter. But I kept 2 of the peanut M&Ms for her and 2 of the Snickers for me, and 1 of each of the other types of candy bars. So I actually have a candy stash now in my house. And since I was talking about that, or well, thinking about it in my head, boy, these brakes are going to take some getting used to. They are really not as strong as the Peterbilt's. I don't know if that's a setting or what, but I have almost coasted through every stop sign and stoplight that I've tried to stop at in this game so far this morning. So when I call, oh my gosh, I pulled out right in front of him. And he's going to stop for me too, because we're crazy like that in this AI game. Woo! That guy did not give me an extra inch, did he? Alright, let's get back to talking about candy bars. So I kind of, it's weird when you get married and you don't have kids. I kind of consider that my being single as an adult. I just did air quotes like it's like you could see it. Yeah. No, Tom, they can't see you do air quotes when you're doing that behind the screen. Anyways, I considered me and my wife when we were married without children to be quote unquote single. And sometimes I refer to that being our single years, even though we were married. It's just we were married without kids. So when we were married without kids, quote unquote single, we had a candy stash in one of our kitchen drawers. You know, some people have a junk drawer. We had a candy drawer. And whenever we went to the grocery store, if we saw candy bars on sale, we would just pick 1 or 2 up when they were on sale. Only when they were on sale. Because we weren't willing to buy them full price. So when they had a sale, we would pick up a candy bar and just throw them in the candy bar stash in the kitchen. And then if we ever had the mood for candy, like Rolos or peanut butter cups or, you know, whatever, we'd go and check the candy drawer and see if there was one of those things in there. But that didn't last through when we had kids. The candy drawer went away during the childhood era because when we had kids, the kids would sneak in there and take stuff without us knowing, and it was always emptier when we had kids than it was when we were single because, you know, we had the willpower to stay away. But once the kids found out it was there, it just was no longer a viable option with kids in the house that could, you know, reach the drawers and hide their eating of candy from us. So the candy drawer went away for 20 years or so, but now the kids are out of the house. I have a candy drawer again. So the full-size candy bars that we bought for Halloween helped me restock my candy drawer. And what's nice is I don't actually keep the candy in the kitchen like it used to be. There's too many people that pass through the kitchen visiting our house. So now the candy drawer is, I won't even say because it doesn't matter. I don't want anybody finding out. But it's not in the main floor of the house. It's upstairs. And now if someone's like, man, I really wish I had a candy bar, I can be like, I might have some somewhere, and I'll disappear and act like I'm going to my room and go get a candy bar. But I got a stash now, and I'm pretty happy about it. I kind of like having the stash more than I like eating the candy in the stash. That's what makes it, like, appealing to me. I know that's weird. Some people are like, oh, I got a candy bar, I can eat it now. I'm like, no, I'd rather have the candy bar than eat the candy bar. Just the option to eat it at any time I want is fulfilling enough for me. I actually had to eat like 2 candy bars like 3 or 4 weeks ago because I was like, man, these candy bars have been here for a long, long time. And we've been in our house for going on 2 years now, and I'm like, those candy bars might be 2 years old. So I forced myself to eat a Snickers, which was good, but I felt sad that all my Snickers were then gone in my drawer, because I only had like 2 things in the drawer. It was a Snickers, and then I don't even remember what the other thing was. Maybe it was a whatchamacallit candy bar. And those are really good too. I like the puffed rice thing and the candy bars. But I forced myself to eat the two oldest things that were in the drawer, because I knew they'd been in there for a long time. So I thought I'd share with you what's in my drawer now. And I know they're all relatively new candy bars. Oh, I said Crackle. It's Crunch that was in that box. So I had a big size of peanut M&Ms, but I took 2 more packages out from those boxes we just bought for Halloween. So now my wife has 3 peanut M&Ms in my candy stash. And I thought I had 2 Snickers that I took out of the box, but apparently it was only 1, because there's only 1 in my stash now. I've got a plain thing of M&Ms. I've got 100 grand bar, and I'm old enough to remember when 100 grand was invented. I never remember my grandpa talking about remembering that stuff was invented, so I'm going to tell those stories quite often to my grandkids. I remember when O's cereal was invented. I remember when the 100 grand bar was invented. Like, it was brand new on the market. They just like the Take 5 bar. I remember when that was invented. I love that candy bar. I don't really love pretzels. You know, they're not the greatest snack ever, but man, in that candy bar, they're awesome. Love the Take 5 bar. Just don't have any right now. But the 100 grand bar, that's pretty good too. Let's see, I've also got a Twix, I've got a Butterfinger and a Baby Ruth, I've got a Crunch bar, I've got another whatchamacallit that's brand new, and then I've got a thing of Pop-Tarts, which I was planning on eating one day when I was recording, and I just never really got hungry enough to open it up and eat it, so I threw it in the candy drawer. And now I've got my stash back, and I have absolutely no desire to eat any of that stuff right now. Yeah, that was me slamming the drawer shut. Physically, literally, and proverbially, no one is getting those candy bars, if I have anything to say about it. You know, there's that saying, you can eat your cake, and you can't eat your cake and have it too. So many people get that saying backwards, and it's kind of related to the way I feel about my candy drawer. So a lot of people will say that saying is, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Well, that is not the saying. That is not the correct way to say that saying. The correct way of saying the saying is, you can't eat your cake and have it too. The reason being, anybody can have a cake and eat it. So it's not a special thing to have your cake and eat it too. The saying comes back from a long time ago, when having a cake was a symbol of wealth or excess. You know, you would have a cake on a cake stand in your kitchen, and it was a sign to people who visited your house that you were doing well in life. You were rich enough that you could afford to have a cake and not have it already been eaten. You know, poor people could make a cake for a special occasion and they would eat it. But they weren't rich enough to have like extra sugar and all that stuff around to just have a cake and it not be eaten. So it was a status symbol if you could have a cake on a cake stand in your kitchen and not have it been eaten. So the status symbol was the cake on a tray in your kitchen. That was the status. But the nice thing about cakes is they taste good and you want to eat them, right? Well, the saying comes from, it would be nice if you could eat your cake and also have it as a status symbol in your kitchen. So that's what the saying is. The correct way to say that saying is to eat your cake, no, to have your cake and eat it too. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can either have it as a status symbol or you can eat it, but you can't have both. It's a clever wordplay, but there is a right way and a wrong way to say it. Anybody can have a cake and eat it. If you don't believe me, go look it up on Wikipedia. It's in there somewhere. And that's the way I feel about my candy bars. I don't have to eat my candy bars. I just enjoy having them available. I do have the willpower to not eat them, and having them makes me feel nice. If you're ever over at my house, just ask me for a candy bar. I'll give you a selection. Man, it has been raining for a really long time in this game. Slow it down to intermittent and see if there's any water on the windshield still. I'm not even paying attention to like the speed, or I'm like really in the zone today. Talking like crazy. driving like crazy and getting this candy delivered to all the children of the world. I feel like the Halloween version of Santa. So I grew up in a town where trick-or-treating wasn't always on Halloween. It was always on the Sunday before Halloween. There were very rare instances when Halloween was on a Sunday, so then you would be trick-or-treating on Halloween. But the rule was it was always the Sunday before Halloween. So, most years you weren't trick-or-treating on Halloween. You were trick-or-treating on a Sunday in the afternoon after church. So it's kind of weird now that I live in a town, even as an adult. When we had kids, we still lived in that same town. So our kids were trick-or-treating on Sunday and not Halloween. So now we live in a town where trick-or-treating is always on Halloween, no matter what day of the week it is. And it starts at like 4 p.m. and goes till 7 or whatever p.m. Which is fine, I don't care. I'm here to give out candy, do it whatever day is available. But our tradition for so long has always been order a couple pizzas, make it's like an appetizer day. There'll be some mozzarella sticks or some taquitos, just kind of always around the house, because we were always in and out, giving candy to kids, or people were coming in and out, and we were blessed enough to live in a nice neighborhood, so people would come over to our neighborhood to trick or treat, like friends of ours with their kids. Because, we had a big house and we lived in a neighborhood of big houses, and there was always that kind of like unspoken competition on who could give out the best Halloween treats. And like I said, I never won that competition. I never gave out full-size candy bars, but our neighborhood was kind of known for having good Halloween houses. So kids would come to our, families with kids would come to our house to trick or treat our neighborhood. So there was always kind of like snacks in the house. Pizzas. There was always a football game on, because like I said, it was always Sunday in October. So the dads would hang out in the house, have a beer, watch a football game, give out some candy, and there were snacks all over the place. Well, now it's different because we've downsized our house the last 2 times we moved. So now we're in a pretty small house, and we're in a neighborhood that trick-or-treats on Halloween. So it's not going to be the same as in those past years that were kind of like traditions for our family. So we're still trying to learn our new traditions and our new ways of doing Halloween. This neighborhood has been more about parents hanging out on the driveway in lawn chairs with our candy, giving it out, so kids don't have to like ring the doorbell. You just go up to the driveway and the kids get candy as they walk by on the sidewalk. It makes it way easier for me as an adult. My dogs go crazy every time the doorbell rings, so now I don't have to listen to the doorbell ring 100 times, or that apprehension of trying to get to the door before the kids ring the doorbell so the dogs won't go crazy. So now we're getting used to the new thing of sitting out on the driveway with candy, and it's become more of a social event. The dads are clinking their beers out on the driveways and having jokes. And there was actually one family last year that were giving out treats. They were taking their kids trick-or-treating to collect treats, and the family had a baby or toddler or whatever that was in a wagon. And in the wagon was treats that they were giving out to adults. Now, I guess they had like the little liquor bottles like you'd get in an airplane. So if you wanted a bottle of liquor, they would give you a bottle of liquor. I haven't gone that far as to giving out liquor to parents, but yeah, it's that kind of neighborhood. It's kind of everyone says the right thing about trying to make the neighborhood great and friendly and, just a nice little community. But there are times when this community is like so weird. Like, I've always been the kind of person that when I drive in and out of the neighborhood, I wave at everyone I see. And there are so many people who don't wave back, or they'll try and, they'll magically find something else to look at so that they don't have to wave at you. It's just weird. Like Halloween, everyone's all friendly and outgoing and approachable, and every other day of the year, people are just like, I'm minding my own business. Let's not get involved. Blah, blah, blah. Still trying to find and navigate the nuances of living in a new community after leaving a community where I was there for 15 years or whatever it was. In our previous house, the big one that the kids grew up in, we were the original owners of the house that was built brand new. So when people came and went in the other houses around us, we had one neighbor that was an original purchaser like we were, that was there for a long time, but there were other families that we loved as much as anybody else that weren't original purchasers. They had come and gone, and different families came and went. I'm not talking about just the last ones that were there when we left, but even the ones who came and went along the way We always had great neighbors. We always got along great. Never had a problem approaching neighbors saying, hey, there's something wrong with your house, or there's this problem, or this thing needs to be fixed, and there's this issue, and I just haven't felt that in this neighborhood yet. Maybe it's because we don't have kids. Maybe it's the kids' families that are the approachable, friendly, all that. I mean, I feel like I could be a part of a community like that, but we just haven't been included, being the empty nesters that we are. It's kind of weird. I always liked when other kids came to the door and like said, hey, we're doing a fundraiser for school. Will you buy this, like gift wrapper, peanut, like whatever, popcorn, not peanut butter, popcorn, or buy this or buy this. It's a fundraiser. It's a fundraiser. It's a fundraiser. I always like doing that stuff. I like supporting the kids in the neighborhood, but I don't think we've had a single kid come up to us asking to buy stuff to support their fundraiser yet. And I think it's just because we don't have the kids. Oh. I could not tell. Oh. Was there a light that I missed or something? Was there a light? Because I did not see anything that said that was closing. I just saw the thing going up, and I was like, what is that happening? What's going on? Oh, that's a drawbridge. And then I didn't even see these tiny little gates. I just saw that drawbridge going up, and I'm like, I'm going over the edge. Thank goodness these things don't break away. Whew. How much damage did I take from that? 5%. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. Oh, I thought I was going over the edge. I was like, what is happening up there? What is that? Oh, that's the drawbridge. Slam on the brakes, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be able to stop. I'm going right through that. Thank goodness for these magical barricades that don't ever break when a semi-truck runs into them. I even bounced off of them a little bit, it looks like. Holy cow. I thought, like, drawbridges had, like, stoplights and, like, warning signs. Oh, my goodness. That was a disaster. That was awful. What was I talking about? Oh, my goodness. There's the Pacific Ocean somewhere. I remember when I was getting close to Astoria, it said there would be a Pacific Ocean on the left. Let's see if I can do this while I'm driving. Probably not. That boat is getting up and going. A roundabout? Oh my goodness. Alright. I've got plenty of experience with roundabouts. Let's do this. Now I know I'm supposed to stay in the left lane, but I hate getting in the left lane in a semi. Because you're supposed to leave the right lane for right turners. See, I'm not in your lane, dude. And then I get over after the right lane turns right. Oh, see, that's 2 lanes on an exit also. What the I have no idea what's happening here. I'm used to single lane roundabouts, not those double lane thingies. Whatever, I screwed that one up, I bet. Alright, just imagine you didn't see what happened there in that roundabout. That was a disaster. And a left turn with a blind bridge support in the way. Oh man, the drawbridge totally threw me off my game. I don't even know what I was talking about now. Something about Halloween. I hope you all have a great Halloween. It's going to be coming up sooner than we think. Because it is here practically. I'm recording this on the 25th. I think Halloween is a Tuesday this year, if I remember right. And it feels like it's already here. Man, this month of October just flew by. Oh boy. When you get up in skill points, here, it's this thing right here. When you get up in skill ratings right here, level 56 legend. These parking jobs get harder and harder. This one doesn't look so bad, but some of them get a little outrageously difficult. A couple of videos ago, I had to back into a building where the space they wanted it didn't have a garage door in front of it. It was really messed up. There's a spot we're going for. Thank you, Domino's, for having a short trailer. Alright, it's not perfect, but it's, you know, for not having to pull forward, that's not so bad. I can deal with that. Let's end this video. Oh boy, that was stressful. I feel like the whole video was ruined when I ran into a drawbridge. Ugh. All the candy talk in the world can't make that right. Anyways, come back next time, see what kind of shenanigans we can cause. You guys go watch some more videos and I'll go play some more games. Bye.